Y'all, we're still in percentages. Let's cover percent increase and decrease. Now, this is, we use the idea of percent change to determine the future value of the quantity, whether the value is increasing or the value is decreasing. So here we're actually going to find what that value is. We've already gone through and found what the increased quantity is, what the decreased quantity is, what the increased percent is, what the decreased percent is, but now we're going to find what that value will be. So like say you're leaving a tip for a server. You've got the original value with the percent. We have gone through and found out what the amount of the tip should be, but now we're going to find out what the entire value of the price of the bill would be with the tip included. Okay. That type of concept. So we will use the idea of a percent change to determine the future value of the quantity. If the quantity is increasing, we're going to use addition. If the quantity is decreasing, you're going to use subtraction. So that's why you're going to see plus or minus here, because it could be either one. It's not going to be both at the same time. It's just going to be one or the other. Now, this is preparing you for our next section, the exponential functions. If you get a good handle on this now, once I throw a little X up here or something in the exponents, you're not going to be thrown off because you'll already know what these three things mean. So what you need to understand is A is the ending amount, right? P is the beginning amount or the principal. So like when they bring you your bill, that would be your P. Your A would be your bill with your increase of your tip. And then R is the percent and decimal form. So A is the ending amount. P is the beginning amount or principal, which is the beginning amount, not principal of a school. And then the R is just your percent, but in decimal form. And a lot of times it won't say rate, it will say APR or it will say interest. Okay. R can be APR, it can be interest, or it could just be a percent. Okay. So let's move on from here. The sales tax for the state of Washington was 5.7%. This dog's making me crazy. If the sticker price of a car in Washington is $4,100, what will be the final cost of the car? So we're looking for the ending amount, the final cost of the car, including tax. So using A is equal to P1 plus R because they're increasing it with the tax. The ending amount is what we're looking for. The beginning amount is 4,100. And the percent is 5.7, but it needs to be in decimal form. So take that 5.7 and divide it by 100. And I got 0.057. All right. When you're mathematically working this, yes, you could put the whole thing in your calculator. Totally cool with that. But I do want you to understand order of operations. You're always supposed to do what's inside of the parentheses first. So I am going to mathematically do that correct based on order of operations. Okay. Now I'm just going to multiply the 4,100 times 1.057 to get my ending quantity. And that's 4333.7. So what will be the final cost of the car? And that's what I'm answering. The final cost of the car is, will be, was, pick a verb, is, don't forget your dollar sign for 333.7. What is wrong with my answer? You should see automatically that there's something wrong with my answer. And what is wrong with my answer is I'm not representing the pennies spot. And here in America, we go to the hundredths place for our denomination. So you have to represent the zero. So it's 4,333 and 70 cents It's not in 7 cents because this is in the 10th place. You have to represent this 0 here. It's 70 cents. Okay, let's go to the next one. Pause the video and attempt this next one yourself. You've got the formula here, and we're going to use the same thing. P1 is either plus or minus, so you need to figure that out with R. All right. A store is having a 35% off sale. That means it's going to be a discount. If the original price of the shirt is $18, what is the price of the shirt after the discount is applied? Not including tax. So, because tax is not a part of this. Pause the video, attempt this one yourself. All right, the original price is $18. We're looking for the price afterwards, the ending value. So $18 and 1 minus 35%. So 35 divided by 100 is 0.35. Please use your calculators. So many folks try to do this yourself, and I always mess up myself. 1 minus 0.35 is 0.65 times 18. And the new value of the shirt is $11.70. So the question was, what is the price of the shirt after the discount? The price of the shirt is, don't forget your dollar sign, 11.7. Again, just because your calculator doesn't give you that 0, we are still in America using American money, so you have to represent that 0. And please put your dollar signs in the front. The dollar signs do not go behind money, they go in front of money. Okay. I'm still blown away by that. All right. Hank currently makes $13 per hour and is going to receive a 7% raise. Good for Hank. What will be Hank's new hourly wage? Again, we're going to use, we want to know what the ending value is. Please pause the video and attempt this one yourself. All right, so we're going to add, because he's getting an increase, his ending value, he starts off with $13 an hour, and he's getting an increase, he's at 7%, so 7 divided by 100 is 0.07. So this is 13 times 1.07. And I got $13.91. What will be Hank's new hourly wage? Hank's new hourly wage is, don't forget your dollar sign, $13.91. Let me know what questions you have. All right. At a restaurant, now here comes the tip one that I was referring to. At a restaurant, because I use this one all the time, the bill comes to $50. If you decide to leave a 15% tip, what is the total amount you paid? Pause the video and attempt this one yourself. We're doing plus R because it's increasing the amount that you're paying. The bill is 50. Oh, I forgot my P. And it's increasing by 15%, which is 0.15 after you've divided by 100. $50 times 1.1, 57.5. All right, what is the total amount paid? The total amount paid is, was, will be, pick a verb. Don't forget your dollar sign. We're talking about money here. 57.5. Again, we need to put that 0 in there to represent the fact this is American money. Okay, so the total amount paid is $57.50. Let me know what questions you have about any of these, please. At the restaurant, the bill comes to $32.20. If you decide to leave an 18% tip, what will be the total amount you paid? Pause this video and come back and, see how I did it. It's exactly like this one. So the $32.20 is the bill. We know it's adding the 18% tip, so 0.18. All right. So the bill is 37.996. Now, this is money. And this is a great example of why I don't like the words round up. I like the words add one. This is our rounding digit, the hundredths place, because that's what American money goes to. We do have another digit to the right. That's our test digit. It is greater than 5, so we have to add 1 to our rounding digit. So 0, carry the 1, 0, carry the 1. It makes it $38. What is the total amount that you paid? The total amount paid is $38. I could put this, or I could leave it off because there's no decimal. If there's anything to the right of the decimal, you've got to make sure there's two place values represented. That's the big one. All right, Sam lost 11% of his body weight after including healthier foods in his diet and exercising regularly. If his original weight was 218, what is his current weight? Okay, so we've got an ending balance, we've got a beginning balance. So A is the ending, P is the beginning, 1 plus or minus. Oh, is this minus? Oh, he's losing weight, so it's minus R. All right, so the beginning balance was 218. That was his beginning weight, 218, sorry. 1 minus, he lost 11%, 0.11. .89. So his new weight is 194.02. What is his current weight? His current weight, you could say Sam's current weight. His current weight is 194. That's how we talk. We don't say 194.02. 194 pounds. Kilograms are different. All right. A sales clerk received an increase in her annual salary, which means we're going to use the plus version, which is now 27,300. If she received a 5% raise, what was her starting value or starting salary? So we're looking for P in this one. Okay, so stick with me, watch how I do this one, and then you'll get to do the next ones. So I'm going to rewrite this. A is the ending amount, P is the beginning amount, and then she's getting an increase, so it's plus R. All right, her ending amount is 27,300. We're looking for how much she started with, and she received a 5% increase. Same exact things. We're just going to have to solve for P a little bit different. I'm just going to combine what's inside the parentheses. You need to do this before we do the next step. So here's the question. Who's attached to P and how? Well, 1.05 is attached to P by multiplication. The inverse or opposite of multiplication is division. So in order to get rid of this 1.05, we have to divide this side by 1.05. Anything divided by itself becomes 1, and so this side just becomes P. But whatever we do to one side, we must do the other side of the equal sign. So we must divide this side by 1.05. 27,300 divided by 1.05. And her original salary was 26,000 before the increase. If she received a 5% raise, what was her starting salary? Round your answer to the nearest cent. So her starting salary was, don't forget your dollar sign, $26,000. Let me know what questions you have. All right. These next two are probably just like that one. Let's see. Joyce paid $84.50 for an item in the store that was 35% off the original price. What was the original price? Round your answer to the nearest cent. This is just like the last one. They're giving us the ending value. We're looking for the beginning value. Pause the video and attempt this one yourself, and then come back and see how you did. All right. She paid $84.50 for an item that was 35% off, so it's subtracted. $84.50 is how much she paid. We're looking for the amount that previously was. And then the rate is 35% divided by 100 is 0.35. And this is 0.65. All right. We have to divide both sides by the number that's attached to P. This side reduces, and we have P is equal to $84.50 divided by 0.65, and that's 130. So what was the original price? The original price was, don't forget your dollar sign, $130. They want it to the nearest cent. All right, next one. You purchased a new car for a total cost of $19,241.94, which includes the 13% sales tax. What was the original price of the car? So you need to understand that when you purchase a vehicle or a shirt and there's sales tax, that sales tax isn't subtracted from the amount that you're paying. It's added to what you're paying. Okay. So when you solve this, you've got to make sure you've got 1 plus R, 1 plus that sales tax. Pause the video and attempt this one yourself. So if you paid $19,241, oh, it's a 1, and 94 cents is equal to P1 plus 13% sales tax, 0.13 in decimal form. I just combined the 1 and the 0.13. I'm going to divide both sides by the number that's attached to P. Side reduces, and we're left with P equals 19,241.94 divided by 1.13 equals 17,028. No. Oh, yes. Sorry. 028. This is the previous price. 0.27. Because it's 6, but the number to the right is 5. So you have to add 1 to the 6 and it becomes a 7. So the original price of the car was $17,028.27. Please let me know what questions you have regarding that. I'm going to pause the video here or stop the video here and come back because the rest of this is exponential. Let me know what questions you have.